Hey there. So, if you're a freelancer or an independent pro, chances are digital platforms are your lifeline. They're how you find clients, how you get work. But what happens when that relationship starts to feel a little, one sided? Let's figure out if you might need to set some digital boundaries. So, let me ask you this, and be honest. Is your relationship with your platform toxic? Does checking your stats feel like an emotional roller coaster? Do you get that little knot of guilt in your stomach for not answering a message at 10 p.m.? Yeah, if you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. And here's the kicker. It's all happening by design. And that design, it uses a very specific strategy. Here's the big idea we're going to unpack. Dealing with a manipulative algorithm is almost exactly like dealing with a toxic person. And in both situations, you know what the only real solution is? Setting clear, firm boundaries. Okay, so before we can set those boundaries, we first have to recognize what we're up against. We need to understand the playbook being used against us. So let's dive in and break down the most common manipulation tactics these platforms love to use. First up is a classic, gaslighting. You know how this goes. One week, your profile views are through the roof. You feel like you're on top of the world. The next, crickets. Total silence. The platform's algorithm is this mysterious black box, right? And it's always changing the rules. What this does is it makes you feel like you did something wrong, like your work just isn't good enough anymore. And it pushes you into this frantic panic to try and win back its approval. And then there's the good old-fashioned guilt trip. Oh, you've seen these notifications, I know you have. Respond within 1 hour to keep your top pro status. Come on, these aren't helpful reminders. They are engineered specifically to create this constant low-grade anxiety. They make you feel guilty for logging off, for having dinner with your family, for basically having a life outside of their little digital world. And the final piece of this toxic puzzle, triangulation. This is when the platform is constantly shoving lower-priced competitors in your face and in your potential clients' faces. It is a deliberate tactic. It's designed to make you feel insecure about your pricing, to pressure you into dropping your rates and joining this race to the bottom that, let's be honest, you can never, ever win. So, okay, we've seen the tactics. It's pretty grim, right? But now, how do we fight back? Well, it is time to build our own playbook of boundaries. And we're going to start with the two most important things you have, your mind and your time. So boundary number one is psychological. This is all about cutting that emotional cord between your professional self-worth and the, frankly, random, profit-driven whims of a corporate algorithm. So how do you actually do this? Well, the practice is to literally repeat this to yourself. A drop in my views is just a change in their code. It is not a judgment on my quality. And the rule that makes this stick, you have to stop checking your stats every day. Just stop. Pick one day a week, maybe Friday morning, and look at the numbers for what they are. Pure, unemotional data. All right, next up, we need to build some serious time boundaries. This is your direct counterattack to that 24/7 guilt trip. You have to remember, you run a business, not an emergency room. It's time to take back your schedule. The practice here is so simple, but it is so powerful. Set strict work hours, and when you're done for the day, you are done. Turn off those push notifications. Seriously, the rule that makes this actually work, you have to be upfront about it. Go into your profile and clearly state your hours of availability. And look, putting a message just like this on your profile, that is not a sign that you don't care. It's the exact opposite. It's a powerful signal of professionalism. It tells the right kind of clients, the ones you actually want, that you run a structured, serious business that they can count on. Okay, so we've protected our minds, we've protected our calendars. Now let's protect our wallets and our future. It's time to talk about economic and strategic boundaries. To shut down that triangulation tactic, you have to set a rock-solid economic boundary. And what that means is you simply refuse to play their game. You will not participate in the platform's race to the bottom. Your skills, your expertise, they have real value. You have to own it. So the practice? Know your numbers. Figure out what your rate is and stick to it. And just remember, clients who are only looking for the cheapest option, they are almost never the best clients. And the rule? The moment you get one of those automated emails from the platform suggesting you offer a discount, you hit delete immediately. Your value is not up for negotiation with a robot. And that brings us to what might be the most crucial boundary of them all, the strategic boundary. Because let me be real with you, If 100% of your income comes from one single platform, you are not a business owner, you are a hostage. The practice here is a huge mindset shift. You have to start treating the platform as just one of your marketing tools, not your one and only employer. And that leads to the big, non-negotiable rule: you have to build assets that you actually own. A personal website, an email list, a strong professional network. The goal is simple. If that platform disappeared off the face of the earth tomorrow, your business would not. In this chart, this shows the goal perfectly. We want to move from that chaotic, messy red slice on the left, that 100% dependence, over to the calm, stable, diversified pie on the right. Every single one of those new slices, that represents a stream of business that you control, not them. You know, when you actually put all of these boundaries in place, something really fundamental starts to shift. You're not just managing stress anymore, you are actively, fundamentally changing the balance of power in your favor.
And it all comes down to one final, powerful boundary: conscious recognition. You have to remember, the platform is not your partner. It's not your family. It is for-profit software. Its entire structure, every notification, every metric is designed to serve its bottom line, not yours. And seeing that with absolute clarity, that's what ultimately protects you.
So the ultimate takeaway here is this really simple but profound shift in how you think. You use the platform, it doesn't use you. That right there, that's the mindset that puts you firmly back in the driver's seat of your own career. So that just leaves us with one last question. When you look at this entire playbook, everything from the small act of checking your stats less often to the big step of building your own website, which boundary are you going to set first? The power, right now, is entirely yours.